He come with Ivan Vaughan. Yeah, it was Ivan Vaughan. Ivan Vaughan, a friend of his, brought him to see the Quarrymen, but also to, it's a place to chat up girls, these garden festivals, aren't they? So I seem to remember seeing Paul in the scout hut, or the doorway of the scout hut where my drums were. I was in there tapping away on the drums, and there was a scout playing with his bugle trumpet, and Ivan Vaughan and John Lennon was standing in the doorway with this guy, which obviously I didn't recognise, but I realised later who it was. But on the famous day when we went for the grand dance in the afternoon, I mean, Rod and I went, we nipped home, because we only lived down the hill, we nipped home for something to eat. And that was the moment that Paul came in and was introduced to John. I mean, there's a picture of him with a guitar on his back. He didn't have a guitar, he used John's guitar, turned it upside down and played it. Clever Dick.
Yeah, we were, I don't even remember seeing Paul that day. And he says we were on stage singing Come Go With Me, and John was making up the words as he went along, which indeed he wasn't. If you listen to the Dell Vikings recording of Come Go With Me, the second line is actually very difficult to understand. It's don't leave me, baby, far beyond the sea. But it comes out as a bit of a gabble, and we could never get it. So John wrote another line in down, down, down to the penitentiary, which we still sing for just a laugh, I mean, let's face it, the rest of the song has nothing to do with penitentiaries, but it's a very American word, and it scans beautifully. So John always sang, come, go with me, down, down, down to the penitentiary. And that's what Paul thought. He was making up the lyrics as he went along. Total rubbish, he wasn't. We always sang it that way. And then, so, after the afternoon session...
Excuse me, have we got a ticket?
What have you put in that white wine for this lad here?
Now all the drums are down.
There we go, it started.
So that was it. So basically, Colin and I, as we say in Liverpool, we went home from tea. Well, we were in a Q&A session like this in America in 1998, the first time we went to America, and there was everybody there that was on stage with Lennon that afternoon. Pete Shotton, Len Gary, Eric Griffiths, Collin and myself. And the interviewer, I think it was Martin Lewis, says, okay, you can tell us now what really happened that afternoon. Well, I was first in line. I said, I don't know. I went home for me tea. Which didn't get much of a reaction. Colin, what really happened? I don't know. I went home for me tea. So the next time it happened, I was first in line. I said, what really happened, Rod? I said, I don't know. I went for a pee at the most exciting moment in rock and roll history, which got a cheap snigger from people like it did here, you see. And now...
Come on, snigger, come on.
It was a good snigger. So if you look at in St. Peter's Church Hall, there's a painting of the moment John met Paul, and all the Quarrymen are in the picture except me. There's a banjo on the chair, and Eric Crash, who painted the picture, said to me, Rod, I didn't put you in the picture because I was there when you told us you were in the bathroom at the time, which means don't pull Americans' legs, they don't like it.
I mean, I'm in the
Apologies
picture,
to our American friends.
I'm in the picture, although I told him I wasn't
He
there.
wasn't there anyway.
If you see it, I'm standing at the back with my arms folded, but there you go.
So we don't really know, but anyway, Pete Shotton tells me that him and John were walking home that night, and because they lived obviously, John lived in Mendips, Pete Shotton lived in Vale Road, and John said to him, well, what do you think of that friend of Ivan's, Paul? What do you think of him? So Pete said, yeah, he's pretty good. Maybe we should ask him to join the group, kind of thing. And then nothing happened for at least a week, and Paul was cycling along Vale Road to go to Ivan Vaughan's house. which was called, whatever it was called, forgotten now. Ivanhoe, you're right.
Wow.
No, it wasn't Ivanhoe. It wasn't Ivanhoe. And Pete came out of his house. There was Paul cycling past on his bike, and he stopped to talk to Pete. And Pete said, "Oh, we were thinking of asking you to join the group." And Pete says, "Well, Paul sort of went, yeah, well, yeah, okay." And that was it. That was how it happened. And